first place and big payday, and fifth place, which is not so big. Remember, they're trying to trim a millisecond out of every turn.
Sure.
The difference between first place and fifth place can be less than 10 seconds.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Now the simulators that we're showing around the corner, those aren't just for fun. Those aren't toys. These drivers, the good drivers, spend thousands of hours running simulations in these sim devices. And in fact, by the time they get to the track, it's all muscle memory. They have driven this track over and over and over again. So on the Friday, Saturday before the race, when they're doing those trial laps, they're not doing it for the driver. They're doing it to collect data off the car, collect data off the track. And they'll send that back to the UK, and they'll have simulated drivers running 9, 10, 12 hours overnight. Again, trying to analyze where they could have taken a millisecond out of this, a millisecond out of that. Absolutely. When we say a millisecond matters, this is why. The ability to trim that little bit can be the difference between first place and fifth place or 20th place. Now, as I mentioned, Cisco is just not a logo on the side of the car. We are true technology partners, and we believe firmly that we've made a difference. In fact, Ferrari came to us last year, understanding the uplift in performance that we had provided, and wanted to be technology partners. And we said no. You don't say no to Ferrari, but we said no, because we wanted to be able to demonstrate that we've been able to make a difference for McLaren. Now, they won the Constructors title last year, huge success. But this year, we want both titles in the boot. So we're actually proud to be part of this, and it's a great story for Cisco. Because if we can do this data extreme network for McLaren, we can do this for anyone.
Thank you so much, Jeff. It was such a pleasure for this
My pleasure talking to you.
And hopefully we meet again.
Indian Control back in Woking. And they only want their data. So Splunk actually digests the data, send them only what they're after. Say it's tire wear, tire temperature, brake temperature. And so those 80 engineers, each of them are focused on their individual sensors in order to give feedback to the garage, to the pit crew, to the driver in real time. But remember, there's always going to be latency in the network. So that connection from the garage back to the UK has to be monitored. And they use Thousand Eyes to monitor not only the jitter, but the latency of the network. Think of this as like NASA talking to Mars. They need to understand that delay so that they can give recommendations in advance of the turn. If they give the recommendation half a second too late, they've already gone around that turn and it's irrelevant.
Absolutely.
Crazy amount of strategy goes into F1 racing. They get 1 tank of fuel. They have to end the race with 1 liter of fuel or they're disqualified. So it's not just about going fast and faster. There's a lot of strategy about how to conserve your fuel during the race. When to let off the accelerator in order to conserve that. There's also a strategy about the tires. They must replace the tires once during the race. And during that change, they have to change to a different tire compound. So they use sensors within the garage to detect environmental conditions, humidity, temperature. They give them some insights as to which tire compound they should use.
All right.
If the track is too hot, using a soft compound, the tires would shred. If the tire's too hard on a cold day, not enough traction. So they have to make that decision on not only when to change the tires, but what tire compound they should change to. Now there's also a rule that they have to come in above a certain weight at the end of the race. Last year, one of the drivers, not from McLaren, had come in first at the end of the race, but came in 2 kilograms underweight.
Okay.
Now he claimed he should have eaten a bigger breakfast, but if you had looked at his tires, you could see huge chunks of rubber were missing.
Some of the compound was there.
Not enough of the compound because he came in underweight, and rather than being in first place, he was in no place. He was disqualified. $1 million mistake, right?